The rap world is exploding as news spreads that Kendrick Lamar has once again come out on top in his ongoing rivalry with Drake, leaving fans and critics stunned. Social media is ablaze with reactions, memes, and heated debates as Drake fans scramble to process Kendrick's latest victory. This isn't just about bragging rights. It's a cultural moment that underscores Kendrick's dominance in modern hip-hop. Every move, every lyric, and every strategic decision has contributed to Kendrick's growing legacy, while Drake's camp struggles to respond effectively to a competitor who consistently outmaneuvers him both creatively and strategically. Fans are dissecting the latest developments with a fine-tooth comb. From Kendrick's subtle social media posts to his rumored collaborations with top-tier artists like Denzel Curry, the anticipation surrounding his every move continues to build. Analysts and fans alike are praising Kendrick's ability to maintain composure, execute flawless strategy, and consistently produce music that not only resonates with listeners but also keeps him firmly in the cultural spotlight. Meanwhile, Drake's fanbase is reacting with shock, frustration, and disbelief. Some are defending their favorite artist, pointing to his legacy and commercial success, while others are openly admitting that Kendrick has outperformed him in the current moment. Memes mocking Drake's missteps coexist with viral videos breaking down Kendrick's latest achievements, creating a chaotic and electrifying social media landscape. Every bar, every public statement, and every leak is analyzed, amplifying Kendrick's win and making it nearly impossible for Drake to regain the narrative. This victory is not only about music, it's about influence, perception, and legacy. Kendrick's consistent ability to dominate the conversation while producing culturally relevant content demonstrates the power of strategic foresight, artistic excellence, and narrative control. His success reinforces his position as a dominant force in hip-hop, showing that talent alone is not enough. Timing, strategy, and cultural resonance are equally essential. The ripple effects of this moment are already being felt across the music industry. Collaborators, competitors, and media outlets are all paying attention, recognizing that Kendrick's momentum is unstoppable. As fans continue to debate, react, and speculate, it's clear that Kendrick Lamar's latest victory is shaping the trajectory of modern rap and defining who truly holds influence in the game today. The rap world is in full-blown frenzy as Kendrick Lamar secures yet another major victory in his ongoing rivalry with Drake, leaving fans, critics, and industry insiders scrambling to process the implications. Social media platforms are exploding with reactions, memes, and debates as listeners dissect every lyric, public statement, and strategic move, highlighting Kendrick's ability to consistently dominate the cultural conversation. For Drake fans, this latest development is a bitter pill to swallow, as Kendrick once again demonstrates not only his lyrical supremacy but also his mastery of strategy, timing, and narrative control. While Drake's commercial success and mainstream appeal have long commanded attention, Kendrick's recent victories show that influence in modern hip-hop is about more than just numbers. It's about perception, legacy, and the ability to dictate the cultural moment. The latest chapter in this high-stakes rivalry began with Drake attempting to reclaim momentum through a high-profile diss track aimed at Kendrick. The track, which was meant to reassert Drake's dominance, was widely criticized for weak punchlines, repetitive flows, and an overall lack of originality. Critics and fans alike noted that the diss failed to measure up to Kendrick's lyrical complexity and conceptual depth. Social media quickly amplified the backlash, with memes mocking Drake's attempt, reaction videos dissecting every verse, and commentary highlighting Kendrick's unshakable position in the cultural hierarchy. What was intended to be a strategic move for Drake instead reinforced Kendrick's superiority, turning the narrative firmly in Kendrick's favor. Meanwhile, Kendrick's response, or rather, his strategic silence, has been nothing short of brilliant. By not reacting impulsively, he allows the discourse to focus on his artistry and long-term strategy rather than engaging in a reactive feud. Kendrick's reputation for thoughtful lyricism, careful planning, and narrative control gives him a distinct advantage in a culture that prizes not just talent but also perception. Fans are paying attention to every tweet, interview snippet, and social media post from Kendrick, analyzing his intentions and speculating about upcoming projects. Rumors of collaborations with other high-profile artists, including Denzel Curry, have kept listeners on edge, creating a continuous buzz that reinforces Kendrick's relevance and dominance in the rap world. The response from Drake's fanbase has been a mix of shock, frustration, and disbelief. Many have taken to social media to defend their favorite artist, citing his career achievements, chart-topping hits, and commercial influence. However, even among loyal fans, there is a growing acknowledgement that Kendrick has once again outmaneuvered Drake in this particular moment. Memes mocking Drake's missteps circulate widely alongside analytical videos praising Kendrick's strategic approach, creating a chaotic and electrifying online environment. This duality of fandom, defending the established superstar while recognizing Kendrick's undeniable upper hand, illustrates the complex dynamics of modern music culture, where fan perception can shift rapidly based on narrative control, public reaction, and perceived authenticity. Kendrick's victory extends beyond a single feud. It is a reflection of his mastery in shaping perception and narrative. While Drake struggles to regain credibility after a poorly received diss track, Kendrick continues to reinforce his dominance by producing high-quality music, maintaining strategic silence, and fueling anticipation for future projects. This multifaceted approach demonstrates that Kendrick understands the intricacies of modern fame. Influence is not merely about releasing music, but about controlling the cultural conversation, maintaining credibility, and leveraging every action for maximum impact. Fans are captivated, industry insiders are taking notes, and even Drake's own camp is left navigating a moment that highlights the challenges of competing with an artist as calculated and culturally attuned as Kendrick Lamar. Adding complexity to the situation, legendary hip-hop duo Clips have made history with a recent milestone, shifting some of the spotlight away from the Drake-Kendrick feud. Whether through a groundbreaking release, career-defining performance, or strategic business move, Clips' achievement has reminded fans and critics alike that legacy and innovation remain as important as sensationalized drama. In a world obsessed with viral moments, Clips' success proves that enduring influence is built on consistency, creativity, and strategic timing. While Drake struggles to regain footing and Kendrick continues to dominate the narrative, Clips demonstrates that history-making achievements can redefine attention, influence, and cultural relevance. Financially, Kendrick's dominance positions him to capitalize on multiple fronts. Anticipation for his collaborations drives streaming numbers, merchandise sales, and brand opportunities, while reinforcing his cultural authority. Drake, conversely, risks losing momentum if public perception continues to sour, illustrating that even the most commercially successful artists cannot rely solely on past achievements. In the current music ecosystem, where social media perception can influence both revenue and relevance, Kendrick's careful balance of artistry and strategy demonstrates how to maximize both cultural and financial impact simultaneously. The cultural implications of Kendrick's repeated victories are significant. His ability to dominate the narrative without overexposing himself, combined with consistent artistic output, reinforces his position as a dominant force in hip-hop. Drake's miscalculated diss track serves as a cautionary tale about the risks of impulsive releases in a landscape where perception and strategy are just as critical as musical skill. Meanwhile, Clips' historic success reminds the industry that innovation and legacy can shift the narrative at any moment, proving that influence in modern hip-hop is multidimensional. As this feud unfolds, fans continue to dissect every lyric, snippet, and social media post, creating a high-stakes cultural spectacle. Kendrick's consistent victories, Drake's missteps, and Clips' historic milestone together illustrate the intersection of talent, strategy, and influence that defines contemporary hip-hop. This is more than a rivalry. It is a masterclass in narrative control, perception management, and cultural impact, shaping the legacy of modern rap in real time. The anticipation for what comes next is palpable. Fans are eagerly waiting for Kendrick's next move, speculating on potential collaborations, new releases, and further demonstrations of strategic dominance. Drake must recalibrate if he hopes to regain control of the narrative, while Clips continues to remind everyone that legacy and innovation command attention. The rap world is watching closely, understanding that the outcomes of these events will influence reputations, shape cultural hierarchies, and define what it truly means to be a dominant force in modern hip-hop. Every move counts, and the stakes have never been higher. The momentum of Kendrick Lamar in the ongoing feud with Drake has continued to dominate the conversation in hip-hop circles, creating waves across social media, streaming platforms, and mainstream media. After Drake's diss track was widely criticized for its weak punchlines and lack of originality, Kendrick's position as a strategic and artistic leader in this rivalry has become more apparent than ever. Fans and critics alike have praised Kendrick's ability to maintain composure, remain calculated in his public actions, and continue generating hype for upcoming projects without overexposing himself. This has reinforced his status not just as a talented rapper, but as a master of narrative control, capable of influencing both cultural perception and fan engagement with precision. Drake's attempt to regain momentum with his diss track backfired spectacularly. The track, intended to remind listeners of his dominance, was dissected across social media platforms, with fans highlighting its recycled flows, uninspired wordplay, and lack of the punch required to genuinely challenge Kendrick. Memes mocking Drake's effort went viral within hours, and reaction videos analyzing every bar of the track flooded TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Analysts and industry commentators pointed out that the track failed to match Kendrick's level of complexity and thematic depth, emphasizing that modern hip-hop feuds are as much about perception and strategic execution as they are about lyrical skill. Drake's release demonstrated the risks of acting hastily or relying solely on name recognition to maintain cultural dominance. Meanwhile, Kendrick Lamar's strategy of calculated silence and strategic teasing has proven highly effective. Rather than reacting directly to Drake's diss, Kendrick has allowed the discussion to center on his artistry, potential collaborations, and future projects, positioning himself as both above the fray and in complete control of the narrative. Rumors of a collaboration with Denzel Curry have only amplified anticipation, as fans dissect each snippet, production hint, and social media interaction for clues about the style, lyrical themes, and potential impact of the project. By carefully curating public attention, Kendrick has reinforced his dominance, proving that influence in the modern music industry is about more than chart performance. It is about narrative mastery and cultural resonance. Drake's fanbase has been left scrambling to respond. While some fans have defended him based on his legacy, commercial achievements, and previous chart dominance, others have openly acknowledged Kendrick's victory. The combination of critical and fan backlash highlights the challenge Drake faces in reclaiming control of the narrative. Memes, reaction videos, and commentary flooding social media serve as both evidence and reinforcement of Kendrick's current upper hand. In a digital era where perception drives cultural influence, these reactions underscore the fragility of public opinion and the importance of strategy in maintaining relevance. Adding further complexity to the landscape, Clips have made waves with a historic milestone, demonstrating that legacy acts continue to shape the narrative even amidst headline-grabbing feuds. Whether it's a breakthrough release, a major career achievement, or a strategic business maneuver, Clips' success serves as a reminder that influence and cultural impact are multidimensional. While Drake and Kendrick dominate headlines for dramatic reasons, Clips proves that consistency, innovation, and legacy carry their own weight in the hip-hop ecosystem. Their achievement has shifted some attention away from the feud, illustrating that while viral moments drive discussion, sustained excellence creates lasting influence. From a financial standpoint, Kendrick's continued dominance is paying dividends. His strategic control of public perception, coupled with the anticipation for collaborations and new projects, drives streaming engagement, merchandise sales, and potential brand partnerships. Drake, on the other hand, faces the risk of diminishing returns if his perceived misstep continues to dominate public conversation. The modern music industry rewards not only talent but also strategic acumen, and Kendrick's ability to combine artistry with narrative control ensures both cultural and financial advantages. Culturally, Kendrick's repeated victories highlight the dynamics of influence in contemporary hip-hop. By maintaining composure, leveraging anticipation, and executing strategic silence, he demonstrates mastery over both creative and perceptual realms. Drake's miscalculated diss track serves as a cautionary tale, emphasizing that even global superstars must navigate public perception carefully, particularly in an era dominated by social media and instant feedback. Clip's historic milestone adds additional perspective, proving that sustained impact, innovation, and strategic timing can shift cultural attention, even in the midst of viral controversies. The engagement from fans has been unprecedented. Every snippet, lyric, and public interaction is analyzed, with fans predicting future collaborations, breaking down possible track lists, and debating who holds the upper hand. Kendrick's approach has created an environment of anticipation and excitement, while Drake struggles to regain footing amidst criticism and viral mockery. The contrast between Kendrick's deliberate, calculated strategy and Drake's reactionary moves demonstrates the multifaceted skills required to remain relevant in modern hip-hop. Ultimately, this feud is far more than a diss track or headline-grabbing moment. It is a case study in narrative mastery, strategic planning, and cultural influence. Kendrick Lamar continues to assert dominance through calculated artistry and perception management. Drake faces challenges in reclaiming credibility, and Clips reminds the industry that legacy and innovation are enduring forces. Fans, critics, and industry insiders are all fully engaged, understanding that every move could redefine hierarchies, shape reputations, and influence the cultural landscape for years to come. As the saga unfolds, anticipation for Kendrick's next steps grows exponentially. Will he release new music, drop collaborations, or simply let his influence continue to expand quietly? Drake's response, if any, will be scrutinized in minute detail, while Clips continues to make history. The stakes are higher than ever, and the outcomes of this rivalry promise to leave a lasting impact on hip-hop culture, defining what it means to hold dominance, influence, and legacy in the modern music world. The rivalry between Kendrick Lamar and Drake has reached a point where every action, lyric, and public statement is magnified under a cultural microscope. Following Drake's poorly received diss track, which was criticized for its lackluster punchlines, repetitive flows, and overall lack of originality, Kendrick's dominance has become even more pronounced. Social media has exploded with reactions, with memes mocking Drake circulating alongside fan-made videos analyzing Kendrick's every move. The digital landscape has turned this feud into a cultural phenomenon, where perception, strategy, and fan engagement matter as much as lyrical talent. Kendrick has leveraged this environment masterfully, allowing the conversation to stay centered on his artistry, strategic foresight, and anticipated collaborations, particularly with Denzel Curry, keeping fans on edge and deeply engaged. Drake's attempt to reclaim narrative control has backfired, demonstrating the perils of acting impulsively in a climate where every move is scrutinized and amplified instantly. His diss track, intended to assert dominance, only highlighted weaknesses and miscalculations in both execution and strategy. Fans quickly dissected the track, pointing out recycled flows, uninspired wordplay, and a failure to match Kendrick's thematic complexity. Memes mocking Drake's release went viral, reaction videos dissected every bar, and analysis from critics underscored the strategic misstep. This episode highlights how modern hip-hop is not just about music but about narrative control, cultural perception, and social media engagement, where a single miscalculation can shift public opinion dramatically. Kendrick Lamar, in contrast, has demonstrated an extraordinary ability to maintain composure and narrative control. Rather than responding impulsively, he allows Drake's misstep to dominate the conversation while subtly fueling excitement for upcoming projects. Fans and analysts are dissecting every social media post, interview snippet, and rumored collaboration, creating an environment of anticipation that keeps Kendrick at the center of attention. Rumors of a collaboration with Denzel Curry have only intensified discussions, as listeners speculate about the style, production, and lyrical content of a potential project. Kendrick's strategy illustrates that influence in modern hip-hop extends beyond raw talent. Timing, perception management, and cultural resonance are equally critical. The reaction among Drake's fanbase has been mixed. While some fans defend him, Citing his commercial success, longevity, and past achievements, many have been forced to acknowledge Kendrick's victory in this feud. Social media has become a battleground where memes, reaction videos, and commentary dominate the narrative, demonstrating how fan engagement drives cultural influence. Every negative reaction to Drake's diss track reinforces Kendrick's upper hand and highlights the importance of strategy, narrative control, and timing in the modern music landscape. Drake's struggle to regain footing underscores how quickly perception can shift and how crucial it is to maintain both artistic and strategic consistency. Meanwhile, clips continue to remind the industry that legacy and innovation are enduring forms of influence. Their recent historic milestone, whether it's a groundbreaking release or a strategic career move, has drawn attention away from the Drake-Kendrick feud and demonstrated the power of consistent artistic output. In a world obsessed with viral moments, Clips shows that sustained creativity, strategic vision, and legacy achievements continue to command cultural respect and influence, regardless of headline-grabbing drama. Their milestone adds a layer of perspective to the current rivalry, emphasizing that true impact is measured by longevity and innovation as much as by immediate hype. Financially, Kendrick is in a position of strength. Anticipation for collaborations, new projects, and ongoing cultural relevance drive streaming numbers, merchandise sales, and lucrative brand partnerships. Drake's current challenge, conversely, highlights the risks of poorly received releases, particularly when public perception turns against an artist. In an era where social media engagement drives both cultural and financial outcomes, Kendrick's strategy of controlled exposure and anticipation maximizes both impact and profitability, reinforcing his dominance while leaving Drake scrambling to recover. Culturally, this feud exemplifies the complexities of influence in contemporary hip-hop. Kendrick's ability to dominate the narrative without direct confrontation demonstrates mastery over both artistic and perceptual dimensions. Drake's miscalculated diss track illustrates that even global superstars can falter if they fail to anticipate audience expectations and social media reactions. Clip's recent milestone adds further depth, proving that sustained influence, creativity, and strategic execution are just as crucial as short-term attention-grabbing moments. Fans and critics alike are fully engaged, dissecting every development, snippet, and rumor, understanding that each contributes to the ongoing hierarchy of influence in hip-hop. The level of fan engagement surrounding this feud is unprecedented. Every lyric, snippet, and social media interaction is analyzed, discussed, and debated, creating a real-time cultural spectacle. Anticipation surrounding Kendrick's rumored collaborations fuels ongoing excitement, while Drake attempts to regain footing amid criticism. The contrast between Kendrick's calculated, strategic approach and Drake's reactionary misstep highlights the multifaceted skills necessary to maintain dominance in modern hip-hop, where perception, timing, and cultural resonance are as important as musical talent. Ultimately, this rivalry is more than a series of diss tracks. It is a masterclass in narrative control, strategy, and cultural influence. Kendrick continues to assert dominance through calculated moves, strategic anticipation, and artistic excellence. Drake faces challenges in regaining credibility and narrative control, while Clips demonstrates that legacy and innovation remain essential for sustained relevance. Fans, critics, and industry insiders are fully engaged, recognizing that each development could reshape reputations, redefine influence, and influence hip-hop's cultural landscape for years to come. As this saga unfolds, the world waits eagerly for Kendrick's next move, speculates on potential collaborations, and monitors Drake's attempts to reclaim relevance. Clips continues to solidify their legacy, adding another layer of complexity to the narrative. Every decision, lyric, and public statement carries enormous weight, creating a high-stakes environment that will define this era of hip-hop. The outcomes of these developments promise to leave a lasting impact on the culture, solidifying Kendrick's dominance while challenging Drake to adapt, evolve, and respond strategically to maintain his influence in the modern music industry. The feud between Kendrick Lamar and Drake has continued to escalate, with every new development further highlighting Kendrick's mastery of narrative control and strategy. After Drake's diss track fell flat, widely criticized for uninspired punchlines, repetitive flows, and lack of originality, the conversation surrounding this rivalry has shifted decisively in Kendrick's favor. Social media has erupted with reactions, commentary, and memes, dissecting every move from both artists. Fans and analysts alike have praised Kendrick's ability to maintain composure while allowing anticipation for his next moves to build organically. His strategic approach underscores that dominance in modern hip-hop isn't only about lyrical skill or commercial success. It's about perception, timing, and cultural influence. Drake's attempt to reclaim control with his diss track backfired spectacularly. Intended to reassert his dominance, the track instead drew widespread ridicule. Fans flooded social media platforms, highlighting weaknesses in both flow and content, and creating memes and viral reaction videos that amplified the perception of Drake's miscalculation. Critics were quick to note that the track lacked the complexity, thematic depth, and lyrical sharpness that Kendrick consistently brings to the table. This misstep illustrates the modern reality of hip-hop. In a world dominated by digital culture and social media, perception can change instantly, and even global superstars are vulnerable to backlash if their strategy fails. Meanwhile, Kendrick Lamar has continued to strengthen his position through strategic silence and subtle engagement. Rather than responding directly to Drake's diss, Kendrick has let the public conversation unfold naturally, ensuring that attention remains on his artistry, rumored collaborations, and calculated teasing of future projects. Rumors of collaborations with Denzel Curry have kept fans on edge, sparking speculation and debate about style, production, and lyrical direction. Every social media post, interview snippet, and cryptic message is analyzed, with fans eagerly connecting dots and predicting Kendrick's next move. This careful orchestration of public attention reinforces his dominance and showcases his understanding of influence in the modern music industry. Drake's fanbase has been forced into a difficult position. Many continue to defend him, citing his long-standing commercial success, global influence, and past achievements. However, even loyal fans have had to acknowledge that Kendrick has emerged as the clear winner in this chapter of the feud. Social media has amplified this perception, with viral content mocking Drake and celebrating Kendrick's victories. Reaction videos, memes, and analytical breakdowns flood platforms daily, demonstrating the critical role that digital engagement plays in shaping cultural narratives. Drake's struggle to reclaim credibility highlights how quickly fan perception can shift and the importance of strategic precision in maintaining relevance. Adding another layer to this unfolding story, clips have made headlines with a historic milestone, drawing attention away from the Drake-Kendrick feud and reminding the industry that legacy and innovation remain powerful forces. Whether through a groundbreaking release, strategic business move, or career-defining achievement, Clip's success illustrates that enduring influence in hip-hop is built on consistency, creativity, and long-term planning. While drama and feuds attract immediate attention, Clips demonstrates that sustainable impact relies on mastery of craft, thoughtful execution, and vision. Their accomplishment adds perspective to the current rivalry, emphasizing that cultural authority is multifaceted and extends beyond viral moments. Financially, Kendrick's approach is paying off. The anticipation surrounding his rumored projects and collaborations drives streaming numbers, merchandise sales, and brand opportunities, ensuring both cultural and financial dominance. Drake, by contrast, risks losing momentum if public perception continues to sour in response to his diss track. In today's music landscape, perception, fan engagement, and narrative control are nearly as important as musical output or sales figures, and Kendrick's ability to capitalize on all three demonstrates his mastery of the modern industry. Culturally, this feud highlights the evolving dynamics of influence in contemporary hip-hop. Kendrick's repeated victories, measured approach, and anticipation-building strategies illustrate that dominance is not merely about creating music but about shaping perception, guiding fan engagement, and controlling the narrative. Drake's misstep emphasizes the risks of reactionary moves, showing that even established superstars must carefully consider timing, content, and public response. Meanwhile, Clip's historic milestone reminds the industry that legacy, innovation, and long-term strategy remain critical components of sustained relevance and cultural impact. Fan engagement around this feud has reached unprecedented levels. Every lyric, snippet, and social media post is scrutinized, debated, and dissected, creating a multi-layered spectacle of cultural analysis. Kendrick's ability to generate anticipation without oversharing allows him to dominate attention, while Drake struggles to regain footing amidst criticism and viral ridicule. The contrast between Kendrick's calculated, strategic approach and Drake's reactionary misstep demonstrates the range of skills required to maintain influence in modern hip-hop. Ultimately, this feud is more than a series of diss tracks. It is a masterclass in narrative management, strategic execution, and cultural dominance. Kendrick Lamar continues to assert his authority, controlling the conversation and maintaining artistic superiority. Drake faces an uphill battle to reclaim credibility, while Clips demonstrates the lasting power of innovation and legacy. Fans, critics, and industry insiders are fully engaged, recognizing that each development could shift reputations, redefine influence, and shape the hip-hop landscape for years to come. As this saga progresses, anticipation grows exponentially. Kendrick's next move, potential collaborations, and new releases are the subject of intense speculation, while Drake's response, if any, will be under intense scrutiny. Clips' continued achievements add complexity to the narrative, reminding fans that influence is multidimensional and enduring. The stakes have never been higher, and the outcomes of these developments will define not only the careers of the artists involved but also the trajectory of modern hip-hop culture. The ongoing rivalry between Kendrick Lamar and Drake has reached a point where every single move is analyzed, critiqued, and amplified across social media, streaming platforms, and mainstream media outlets. Following Drake's widely criticized diss track, Kendrick's dominance has become clearer than ever. Fans and critics alike have praised Kendrick for his strategic restraint, calculated engagement, and ability to control the narrative without reacting impulsively. While Drake attempted to reclaim momentum with a reactionary release, it only served to highlight his miscalculation, further cementing Kendrick's place at the top. In today's hip-hop climate, where social media shapes perception as much as lyrical skill, Kendrick's approach demonstrates mastery of both artistry and influence, showing the world that true dominance comes from control, timing, and strategy as much as raw talent. Drake's attempt to regain credibility with his diss track backfired, producing more ridicule than reinforcement. Critics and fans dissected every line, highlighting weak punchlines, recycled flows, and a lack of thematic creativity. Memes mocking the track went viral within hours, reaction videos dissected every bar, and social media commentary underscored the public's perception that Drake had miscalculated the timing and execution of his release. In a world where perception drives cultural influence, this misstep emphasizes the critical importance of narrative control and strategy. The track, which was meant to assert dominance, inadvertently strengthened Kendrick's position, proving that even global superstars must approach public feuds with caution and foresight. Meanwhile, Kendrick has continued to maintain dominance through strategic silence and subtle engagement. Rather than directly addressing Drake's diss, Kendrick allows the public conversation to unfold naturally, ensuring the spotlight stays on his artistry, rumored collaborations, and calculated teasing of future projects. Rumors of a collaboration with Denzel Curry have kept fans engaged in speculation, debating everything from production style to lyrical themes. Every cryptic social media post, interview snippet, and insider hint is scrutinized by fans, further amplifying the anticipation surrounding Kendrick's next moves. By cultivating this environment of expectation, Kendrick strengthens both his cultural relevance and influence without overexposing himself. Drake's fanbase has been divided in response. While some continue to defend him, citing his commercial success, mainstream influence, and previous accomplishments, many have openly acknowledged Kendrick's current dominance. The combination of fan backlash and critical commentary underscores the speed at which perception can shift in modern hip-hop. Social media has become the battlefield for this feud, with memes, viral videos, and analytical breakdowns influencing public opinion and shaping the narrative. Drake's struggle to regain credibility highlights the fragility of reputation and the importance of strategic foresight in maintaining influence. Adding further complexity, Clips recently achieved a historic milestone, demonstrating that legacy and innovation remain essential components of influence. Whether through a groundbreaking release, strategic business move, or career-defining achievement, Clips has drawn attention away from the Drake-Kendrick feud while reinforcing the importance of consistency and long-term vision. Their success reminds the industry that cultural dominance is not built solely on headline-grabbing drama or viral moments, but on sustained creativity, strategic execution, and historical impact. Clips' milestone adds perspective to the ongoing rivalry, emphasizing the multiple ways artists can command attention and respect. Financially, Kendrick is in a strong position. Anticipation for collaborations and new projects drives streaming numbers, merchandise sales, and brand partnerships, reinforcing both cultural and monetary influence. Drake, by contrast, risks losing momentum if public perception continues to sour in response to his diss track. The modern music industry rewards more than talent. It values strategy, narrative control, and fan engagement. Kendrick's ability to combine artistry with strategic foresight ensures he maintains dominance both culturally and financially, while Drake must navigate the fallout from his misstep to remain relevant. Culturally, Kendrick's repeated victories reinforce the complex dynamics of influence in contemporary hip-hop. By maintaining control without direct confrontation, he demonstrates mastery over both artistic expression and perception management. Drake's diss track serves as a cautionary tale about the risks of impulsive decisions in a digital era, showing that even superstars can falter when fan perception turns against them. Clips' historic milestone adds depth to the narrative, proving that innovation, legacy, and consistent excellence are equally important as viral attention. Fans, critics, and industry insiders are closely monitoring every development, understanding that each move could shift reputations, influence rankings, and shape the cultural landscape. Fan engagement surrounding this feud has reached unprecedented levels. Every lyric, snippet, and social media post is dissected, debated, and speculated upon. Kendrick's strategic approach allows him to dominate attention without overexposing himself, while Drake struggles to reclaim footing amidst criticism and viral mockery. The contrast between Kendrick's calculated strategy and Drake's reactive moves highlights the multifaceted skill set required to maintain dominance in modern hip-hop, where timing, perception, and cultural resonance are just as important as raw talent. Ultimately, this feud is a masterclass in narrative management, strategic execution, and cultural dominance. Kendrick continues to assert authority through careful planning, subtle teasing, and artistic excellence. Drake faces an uphill battle to regain credibility, while Clips demonstrates that legacy and innovation remain enduring forms of influence. Fans, critics, and insiders are fully engaged, aware that each development can reshape reputations, redefine influence, and impact the hip-hop landscape for years to come. As anticipation builds for Kendrick's next move, the world watches closely. Every snippet, rumored collaboration, and public statement is dissected for insight, while Drake works to recover from miscalculations and Clips continues to make history. The stakes have never been higher, and the outcomes of these developments will leave a lasting mark on hip-hop culture, solidifying Kendrick's dominance, challenging Drake's relevance, and reminding the industry of the power of strategic mastery in shaping influence and legacy. Now it's your turn to join the conversation. Who do you think truly holds the upper hand in this ongoing battle? Will Kendrick continue to outmaneuver Drake, or can Drake bounce back and reclaim the spotlight? And how does Clips' historic milestone fit into the bigger picture? Drop your opinions, predictions, and hot takes in the comments below. Your voice matters in this cultural moment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on this explosive hip-hop showdown. Stay tuned for exclusive insights, behind-the-scenes reactions, and breaking news as the story unfolds.